Howdy guys.
Hey guys.
Super excited to be here with you today. My name is Jacob.
And my name's Lucas.
And we're here from the Charity Engagement Team. Jen, thank you for that amazing intro. Voice for radio, don't you think?
Yeah, what a great voice.
Or maybe for the stage.
Yeah, for sure.
One of those, yeah, for sure. So we're really, really happy to be here with you guys today. Lucas and I, we might have spoken to one of you guys or a few of you before. Basically, we're on the phone, we're out meeting with you guys, trying to educate you guys to what's available with Canada Helps and then how we can help you implement that. Today, we don't get to speak with one of you or two of you. There's hundreds of you here today, and we're really, really jacked up about that. What do you think? Lucas, you excited?
I'm very excited. I would always say I'm super excited. For sure, I'm super excited about today. I've been thinking about this for a while, and I'm excited to be sharing these tools with you.
Amazing. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been so excited for a webinar, especially when we have events and P2P. These are two great tools that we're going to share with you guys today. What about you guys? You guys excited? How you feeling today? Let's see. Let's feel this one out. Let you guys come in here. Let's see how we're feeling today. Awesome. And Jen, can we get a look at how are we feeling today? What's the majority? Okay. So you guys are all excited. That's a good thing. We gotta win you over a little bit, I think.
Yeah, but everybody's excited, so that's amazing.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So let's get started. So this is just a brief overview of what we're going to look at today. But basically, when I take a look at this, taking it home with both P2P and events, we want everyone here to go home knowing what exactly they are, what are the different applications for each of these tools, so how are you going to use that, how to actually set one up. So we're going to walk through that. There's going to be a lot of demo. And then we're going to actually show the experience of someone using that P2P tool as a fundraiser, and then how are you going to manage that. So it's created, you have people fundraising. How are you going to manage that after the fact? So we're going to walk through the whole thing. You guys are going to know exactly how you could use these tools, and then how to manage them as well. So before we dive in, let's just take a look at these numbers. Super awesome, super awesome. So we have over 19,000 charities that are now fundraising through Canada Helps. In 2018, over $183 million went through the Canada Helps platform for Canadian charities. We actually, as Jen mentioned, we hit that $1 billion mark this year, which is just outstanding. Yeah, outstanding. Part of why we're here today, and just with the events tool, with the P2P tool, why we've seen that growth, I think for a lot of you, when we think of Canada Helps, we think about that button, right? It's the Canada Helps button. You click on a button, and you're brought off your website to the Canada Helps profile page to complete a donation. We've been releasing a lot of tools, so a whole bunch of stuff. So here at the Charity Engagement Team, we're trying to educate you guys again, let you guys know, bring some awareness to what's now available. So it's not just a button anymore. We now have those custom donation forms that we initially launched in 2012, but relaunched multiple times, most recently last year. The peer-to-peer fundraising tool, which we're going to be talking about today, that we relaunched last year, a bunch of new features that we're going to be happy to share. And then also the events tool, which launched initially in 2016, but is relaunching some features last year and some features that are coming soon this year that have already come as well this year that we're super excited to share with you guys. And then I just have our mission there. So, on CanadaHelps.org, again, inform, inspire, and connect donors and charities. So on CanadaHelps.org, everyone here, you guys all have your profile page at CanadaHelps.org. This is really just your opportunity to put your best foot forward as an organization, tell your story, and connect to those donors and to receive their support. The other side of it, and what we're here doing today, is that democratizing access to the effective fundraising technology and the education piece in the charitable sector. So no matter who you are, no matter where you are in Canada, you have access to great fundraising tools. And I think that's why I'm so excited today personally. Especially, we're going to start out with the peer-to-peer tool, and I think with that one specifically, outside of Canada Helps, a peer-to-peer fundraising platform, it's a complex platform. It has a lot going on. Charities are typically having to pay thousands of dollars up front just to set up, and then thousands of dollars annually plus pretty high transaction fees. And the tool we're going to show you today, this is really the only tool out there that has no upfront fees. And this is like really, when we're talking about Canada Helps, this peer-to-peer platform is the one which we're democratizing access the most. So I love the peer-to-peer platform. I love that it's available to all of you to test, to try, no upfront costs. And the events as well. Great platform, has some kind of neat features that help save you administration. We're going to get into it. But I just had to bring this up. It's why we're here. It's why Lucas and I are here with you today. And we're just super jazzed up to get going. So we're going to first, I mentioned peer-to-peer there. That's the first one we're going to start with today. And I just wanted to get really basic, okay? So just what is it? What is peer-to-peer fundraising? And at just kind of the simplest, like I thought about this and how do I put this down into kind of a succinct statement. And so it's a multi-level tool enabling teams and individuals to leverage the power of their social networks to fundraise on your behalf. Okay, let that sink in for a sec. So teams and individuals leveraging the power of their social networks to fundraise on your behalf. So this isn't new. I think you probably did some peer-to-peer fundraising in your lifetime.
Yeah, definitely done a couple before.
Yeah,
so.
maybe a couple jump rope for hearts.
November, growing out those stashes in November.
Yeah.
A couple P2Ps.
Yeah. So peer-to-peer fundraising is not new. It's just so in the past, I did my jump rope for heart when I was growing up, and I get my pledge sheet. I'm knocking door to door in my neighborhood. Each person's house takes a little bit of time. I'm collecting change. I'm putting it in my Ziploc bag, writing down these names, and I'm bringing it into school. That's my peer-to-peer fundraising, my social fundraising. How it's really taken off, and I think all of you probably see where I'm going, how it's taken off in the past, really just a little bit, is through social networks, online social networks, Facebook, Twitter, all email, just the ability. So before I'm knocking door to door, now, in a click, I could share my cause. I could share my fundraising story, how I'm fundraising on behalf of an organization to thousands of people, my thousands of Facebook friends, right out of the gate. And for you guys, kind of to take home with that as well, what a new donor acquisition strategy, right? So these are people that aren't, right now, they're probably not familiar with your organization, what they do. But if you can enroll fundraisers to fundraise on your behalf, to tell their story, you're going to get a whole bunch of people donating to your cause. And with our peer-to-peer fundraising tool, you're going to see all that donation information, all that donor information. An amazing opportunity for you guys to start cultivating a relationship with new donors. So enough kind of talking about that high-level stuff. Let's get into it and see what the Canada Helps tool looks like. What do you think?
Amazing. Let's get to it.
Okay, right on.
Awesome. So thanks to Jen for starting and Jacob for that great intro about our tools. So kind of right now, we're going to show you what that P2P platform looks like, some different applications of those tools, and kind of cool ways we could use it and how that looks. So our first example, so Docs on Ice, really cool P2P that just launched roughly a couple weeks ago, maybe now a month. Yeah. And they're using it for a hockey tournament. So kind of just to start, everything with the P2P is customizable. So they've got a great banner image there, the color palette, all of that is completely customizable to you. The first thing that we're going to notice is this overarching fundraising goal. So these guys have an amazing goal of $750,000. Everybody here at Canada Helps is rooting for them, as we're rooting for you guys too to achieve those overarching goals. And you can see right away they've got 2 months and a week remaining, and their campaign is going to end May 2nd, 2019. So that's that first overarching goal. And when you create teams and individuals sign up, they can each create their own progress goals. So when you share that with family and friends, they know that the goal that you're trying to reach. So just to kind of give you an example, this is a team page. They've got their goal, $5,000. So when they share that, people can see, oh yeah, that's the goal that they're trying to reach. Where am I at? And they can add some brief text down below explaining, why they joined the P2P and maybe what hits home for them and why they're doing that fundraiser for sure. So super cool, customizable. But kind of when we go back to the top, we've got that overarching goal, and right beside it, you're going to notice that Donate Now button, right? So it's big, it's right there, can't miss it. When we click on it, it's immediately going to take me to the form where I can make that donation. So I don't have to go and search for a team. I don't have to search for an individual participant. I can just assign it to a team or participant here and then complete that donation.
You got it.
At the end, we'll kind of show you how you can register, but making that donation, super, super easy, and that's how we want to make it for people that are looking to make donations. As well, what you're going to notice is under Share This, it's sharing it on social media. So on Facebook or Twitter, and Jacob had kind of touched on that earlier. It's that power of social sharing, right? It's online. We want you to be able to share that with your friends and family. You know, they can get their friends to join, and that's how you get that growth and that outreach is through the power of that social sharing ability. Additionally, we'll switch it right now to it's the mobile optimized. So all as with the P2P, with the events platform we'll talk about later, and anything else with all of our other Canada Helps tools, it's all mobile optimized. So now when I'm on my smartphone or I'm on a tablet, I can make that donation. You can see I've got the overarching goal. That Donate Now button is right there. I can create a team or find a person to make that donation, all on my tablet or my smartphone, right? So again, I don't know about you guys. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on all those things a lot.
Yeah.
So I can do it on my phone, and then I can also send it to my buddies through my phone as well. And usually they're on their phone too, and they can make that donation or sign up. So really trying to highlight the fact that this is mobile optimized, and
sure.
it's super amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Moving on, the next thing is the supporters wall. So when somebody makes a donation to that P2P, they have the opportunity to send a message if they can choose to or not to, and just, you know, saying why they're making that donation. And often they're sending encouraging words, which is amazing for the participants to see as well.
Amazing.
So that's the Docs on Ice. The next P2P that we'll kind of show you, so we'll give you kind of a few examples. So this is Women Build 2019, so the charity is Habitat for Humanity. So just briefly, kind of to give you a different look, right? Like we had touched on, everything's completely customizable, right? So the color palette's different, different banner image, but again, you know, the same features, right? The overarching goal, they've got the different teams, and then again, the different participants as well.
Yeah.
Right, so just another example to give you a clear picture of how that works. Next is a really cool organization, Future Possibilities for Kids, and their P2P is called Pieces of Possibility. Bit of a tongue twister there, but nonetheless an amazing P2P platform. And what we kind of want to highlight as well with this platform is that sometimes it can be intimidating or a lot of work if you don't have an event or if you don't have a fundraiser. So
sure.
sometimes I don't know about you, but I've talked to charities that might say, hey, like we don't have a fundraiser, or, you know, it's a lot of work to get started.
Definitely.
Or, you know, Docs on Ice has like over 500 people.
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of outreach.
Yeah.
But the best part about this P2P, and you've touched on it already, is that there's no upfront costs, no annual costs. So you can try these tools. They're completely free to try, and you don't have to have a specific fundraiser tied to it.
For sure.
Right? So you can just simply create it, share it to 10 friends, make a small overarching goal, and see how it works for you.
Yeah.
So Pieces of Possibility is a great example. So it's just children that are going to camp, and they've split up into teams and have just created different fundraising pages on the P2P.
Yeah, and I think with this one, so basically they have their camp, and each of those campers, again, they split into those teams, came up with some funny names, and each of them just set a goal of how many kids they wanted to pay for camp the following year. So each team has that goal. There's no event happening. This is just something that, okay, we decide to do together. We want to bring this many kids to camp. Let's share this on our social networks.
Exactly. Yeah. So really super cool and a fun way, like getting like fun, cool, creative ideas. A really fun way to use P2P, because that's important too. You need to have fun with it, right? Like,
100%.
That's why we're here too.
Yeah, 100%.
Amazing. And so another example, again, Great Canadian Birdathon. So they've got a bit of a hybrid.
Yeah.
So in May, they actually have their birdathon. So their actual event is in May. But the P2P runs for the entire calendar year. So just because their event's one day, that doesn't mean the P2P stops. They just have it running throughout the year for general fundraising all year round. And then it's a fun way, right? I know some of you might have like donation forms and things like that on your website, but when you have like a P2P and you can fundraise online, like it's really cool to be helping out a buddy who's got a page and, you know, explaining his cause for it, right? Yep. So again, having fun with it and different ways to use the platform.
For sure, 100%. What do you think? Do you think we should create one? Get started?
Yeah, I think we should, let's get started and see how
let's do
quickly we
it.
can do it. Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay, so all of you guys with the Canada Helps account, so this tool is available to all of you right now. So if you sign into your account, you're going to go to this P2P section of your account. Once you go in there, you're going to click this Create New P2P Campaign. Okay, so I'm just going to go into one that's already created, but this is the first page that you're going to see once you're looking to create that P2P campaign. Like all of our tools, Canada Helps, really, we want to make it as simple as possible. You see it in the top left corner, giving made simple. What a tagline, eh?
What a line,
It's so true, too, so true. So what we're doing here, it's really straightforward. You have your field, so the name of the fundraiser, you're putting that in there. The URL, you're choosing that. Some little bit of text about the campaign, you're going to put that in here. So I'm just going to go quickly through this. This is pretty straightforward stuff. I'm going to stop when there's some kind of things that are like a little more important, a little more, maybe you have to think about them. So the first one of those is event registration required? So some peer-to-peer fundraisers, actually all the ones that we just saw, there's no upfront fee to start fundraising. So it's just create your page and get going. But some of you might have an event where you do need to collect an upfront registration fee that is not receipted. Right? It's not receipted. So maybe you're doing some type of bike or marathon that you're giving back, you know, a pair of shoes if you decide to run. You're going to get a pair of shoes for running. So because you're giving that value back, that registration is not eligible for a charitable tax receipt. If that is the case, then you're going to want to say yes to these, and you will need to create a registration process around that. Okay, so you can choose that everyone would need to pay that fee, or if it's a team event, you can make it so only team captains are paying that fee. Okay, so we're going to stick with no for this one. So you can put your support email, your start and end date. This is super straightforward. Your goal amount. Just a quick one with the fund. So you get to choose the fund selection. This is not forward facing. So when a donor is going through, they're not going to see the fund. This is just for you guys in your back end to make it easy for your bookkeeping, for putting that into donor management system or whatever that is. Team participation. So if you click this on, this is so, let's say you want teams, but if you click this on, just so you guys know, you will not be able to join, like go to a P2P page and join as an individual. It will not work. So on this one here, you see when we look at this page, there's a join as an individual button and a create a team button. If we choose must join a team, then there will be no join as an individual button. People will only be able to create or join teams. Okay. Access status, pretty straightforward as well. Open to everyone, as anyone can come and register. I will approve all requests to join. It is what it says it is. Basically what that means for you, if you click on this option, then you're going to have to manually, you'll get an email every time someone joins, and you'll have it, you'll be able to kind of manually accept that. So it does create a little bit of admin work for you. I will send all invitations to join. That's to keep it if you have more of a closed event. One that comes to mind for me is Sanctum Survivor. That was a great one where they kind of get local celebrities, and they had a sleep out. And they wanted just like these 15 people, part of the community. It was a controlled thing that we're going to be fundraising. And that was one where you would send all invitations to join. And what that means, when I go to that page, I actually can't click join as a team or create join as an individual or create a team. So we're going to keep this open to everyone for now. And then we're going to look at offline donation control. Okay, so you have the ability through our peer-to-peer tool. So we're going to get a lot of, obviously the point here is social networks, online donations, sending that around. But your chances are, and I'm sure you guys can attest to this, in everything that you do, you're still going to get your donations of cash and check. So with our peer-to-peer tool, you're able to add those to kind of count towards your total. So right here, you're just showing who has the ability to add those. So do you want to hold that ability to yourself? Something to think about. If so, if one of your participants wants to count their offline donations to their total, they're going to have to reach out to you to do that. So think about that and what that means. But you can choose those options. So we're just going to keep it open for the purposes of this campaign. We have these tag types. I'm actually going to remove the tags for now. Basically what these tags do is that they are going to create a filter. So if you had different kind of age categories, let's say, and you wanted to show those different divisions to see who is fundraising the most within the divisions, to split the teams and the individuals up within those divisions, this is the way you would do that. So you would say kind of like age division, and then you would add whatever tag values you had there. And then when you're searching through the P2P, it's a drop-down menu, and you can filter that way, okay? But I'm going to keep it blank for now. We all good for now? What do you think? You following along, Lucas?
Yeah, right along. Looks good.
Okay, awesome. Let's go. Okay, so now we're going to get into some new and exciting features. We're going to go into this participant page. How about you guys over there? You guys following along? I hear lots of screens.
Yeah, we can hear that.
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go to this participant pages section. Okay, this is brand new section. There was a couple people that kind of put some questions beforehand. Just wondering about kind of ease of registration. Saying in the past, it maybe took a little while for people to register, and they had that feedback. Well, you're going to love this. Okay, so participant pages, basically what this section allows for is for you to create default pages for the individuals in the teams. Okay, so I'm going to toggle this to toggled on, so I get to set a default goal, a default image, what a cute pup.
So cute.
So cute. Yeah. And then a default fundraising story here. Okay, so feel my passion, right? So we put this default story here, okay? And you can do the same thing, exact same thing down here for teams, okay? So you can set, I'm going to add in a team goal here, set a default image, and a default description down there, okay? So this is a way that you can, Lucas is going to show this, you're going to show this after, right? Yeah, Lucas is going to show this after, and you're going to see how quick it makes it to sign up, okay? So we're going to go down as well to the bottom here. This is brand new too, super, super cool. It's fundraising tools section on that page. You get to upload support files. So depending on what your event is, this could be a number of different things. But if you wanted to, people did want to have a physical pledge sheet, this is something that you can add here. But basically any Word doc, PDF, zip, images, if you wanted to give images to folks to add to their page, anything that you need to support your fundraisers, you can add it into this section and then provide who's going to see that in their account, and it's there. So a great way to support your fundraisers on their journey. Okay, so quickly here, we're looking at the visuals of the form. So media gallery is consistent through your CanadaHelps account. Okay, so when we look at events, P2P, before you add anything to a page, first you add it to your media gallery. Once I add some images and video, I can just add them here, upload an image, add a URL. I can go now to the page visuals section, and in the page visuals section is where I actually apply those images or video to the page. So in this page visuals section here, this is where we put this banner image, this is where we choose a palette, and then if we wanted to add any additional images or video, we're going to add them right there. Okay, so that's super quick, super simple. I'm going to fly past this here, but here you can also add preset amounts with impact statements. So, for that camp one that we saw, $500 put a kid to camp, let's say it was that. So if you wanted to have a home run ask in there, put that $500 amount, and you can put that impact statement, whatever that is. Okay, guys? So we'll go quickly through that. So you can do that for one-time and monthly amounts. Lastly, we're almost done creating it. Crazy. Yeah, really quick. Okay, so let's go to this custom sign up section. Okay, and this is again a new feature that we released that makes it that much easier again for fundraisers to get engaged, to enlist, to register, and start fundraising on your behalf. So start bringing their networks into your, what's a good word? Orbit. Orbit. That's the one I was looking for, okay? So simplify contact information here. So by default, in order to register, you will collect first name, last name, email address, along with address. Chances are you guys probably want that address information just in order for mailings and future stuff like that. But if you don't need address, say if you already knew those people, what you can do is you can toggle this on like we have here, and then all it's going to require from them in terms of personal information to get registered is first name, last name, and email, and that's it. And then they're ready to go. And then we see here this custom fields section. So this whole custom sign up question, think of it as this is your ability to completely customize the registration process. So within, and this is another question that came up, within a given registration, you might need to know a whole bunch of different data points. So, you know, if you're giving out t-shirts, maybe you need to know what size your registrants are. Perhaps you have a waiver. You have a waiver that, you know, people need to agree to a liability waiver. There could be meal choices. There's a variety of things, and I'm sure that you guys can think of a whole lot more from the events that you guys have run. But so here I can add as many additional fields as I want. A text field. So let's, for instance, let's say we want to collect phone numbers. So I'm just going to hit the text field. I'm going to say phone number. I have the choice to make this a required field or not. To make it, let's make it not. I can also add, let's stick with that t-shirt size one. So I'm going to go single selection, t-shirt size, and we'll see this when Lucas registers in a bit. Okay. Cool. So let's go add field. Boom. Okay, so now we've just added these two questions to the registration process. So I'm going to hit save. Boom. Okay. So we're live. We just created a P2P, guys.
Woo! It's amazing, yeah.
It was just, we got Jen clapping in the back. Thanks, Jen. Thanks. Okay, so now what we're going to do is Lucas is going to register for us. So we just created the P2P. So first we learned about the P2P, how we might use it. We just set up our own peer-to-peer. Now we want to show you, as a fundraiser, it's all set up. You get me to this page. Now I'm going to join. So I'm going to click on this button. And
awesome. So
I think I stole some of your thunder. Let's go. Maybe a little bit. I get excited, guys. Okay, so
yeah, I mean, Jake, step it in there. But the P2P, again, it's really easy and simple to create. And I don't know about you, a common question that I've had a couple times is, you know, I'm talking to charities and then they're saying, hey, like, do I have to contact you to start this P2P, or do you have to sign something? And I'm no, it's just like you log into your CanadaHelps account and it's that easy. Just start doing it. So it's super easy to create. Now it's also super easy to start and create a fundraising page. So right away, join as an individual. So we'll click that. And it's immediately taking me to this page. What Jacob had talked about before, so when somebody has a CanadaHelps account already, and we've enabled that option on the back end that we had showed, so that it's very simple for them to sign up. Then all they need is that email address, first and last name, and then they're registered. Right, so you can see they've got that account. They would just have to add that password for their account, and then it's done. It's continue. And you've already, you're already very far in signing up. If you don't have a CanadaHelps account, they would just have to add in that personal information. And then as well, you can see, right, Jacob had created these questions, so I can add my phone number and I can add my t-shirt size down below as well.
What do you think? You're medium or what?
Yeah, I'm definitely a medium. I got to go to the gym a little more for me to be a large. So I'm still a medium right now. So maybe the next webinar I'll be a large, eh? So, boom, we click continue, and then again, a window opens up. And just to reiterate, mobile optimized, right? I can do this from my smartphone. I can do this from a tablet, right? So it's very easy. one of your buddies emails this to you, you go on your phone, you create a fundraising page all from that phone. Yeah. So on that fundraising page, right, I just have to add my name. And then we had spoken about those default pages. Jacob had touched on that when you're creating it. So you can see we've got our default image. If you remember Docs on Ice when we talked earlier, they've got default pages with all that same logo. So I just add my name. I can change that if I want to. If not, that's there. My story is already defaulted. I can change that. If not, all I've done is add my name, and then I click continue, and I'm good to go. So just like that, our fundraising page is created. Yeah. It's literally that easy, and I almost want to say it takes seconds. We don't even get to a minute until you're done. Yeah. Super cool feature though is it now prompts you right away to this URL. So now I've registered in under a minute if I want to. Yeah. And now I can simply share this URL with my family and friends. I got the option to email, to send on Facebook or Twitter, and then just like that, whatever some of you guys have, maybe like 1,000 Facebook friends or whatever, I create it in a minute, and then within another 30 seconds, I'm sharing it with over 1,000 people. Yeah. So it's literally that easy, and it's super fun, it's super cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, thanks, Lucas. Jeez, great job, man. Thanks, man. So from here too, so now we know what it is. We created it. Lucas signed up for us. That's great. He's a great fundraiser too, passionate guy. I know he's going to get some people involved. From there, you think, there's got to be some work involved in this, right? So you got people joining, donating. So how do you manage this? Okay, so we've done a whole bunch of releases too on simply that, managing your peer-to-peer fundraiser. So I'm going to go back to where we created this P2P. Again, back in the P2P account, we were looking at this custom sign-up question last time, check. I'm going to click on this Manage tab. Cool. So this is everything you need to manage your P2P. Okay, so the first page that we land on here is reports. So in this report section, we get a high-level overview. Where are we at from our goal? How many participants? How many teams? And how much time do we have left till the end of the campaign? Okay, so just high-level stuff. But then we also have these 3 reports down here. So top fundraising teams, top individual fundraisers, and recent donations down here. Okay, so someone asked also, like, from year to year, how do I keep that going? Like, how do I keep make sure I get the same fundraisers? So in your regular report section of your CanadaHelps account, again, you're going to be downloading donations, right? That's your donations report. Within this peer-to-peer section, you're actually going to be downloading information on your individual teams, on your individual fundraisers. So if I download this top fundraising teams, I'm going to get a list of all the teams that participated, how much they raised in the campaign, along with their team captain and his email address. Okay, so hold that. With the top individual fundraisers, I'm going to see every single person, when I download this report, every single individual that fundraised, again, with how much they raised and their details. If I go to donations, here I'm going to see every single donation that went through the P2P, what page it went through, and the information of that donor. So think about all those things, okay? So next year when it comes time, I'm going to have that information. So I'm going to see who are my team captains from last year, who are the teams that did well. I could speak to them in a different way. I'm going to have all that information, so I'm just ready to go for next year when I'm inviting people. Top individual fundraisers, maybe you're going to find a standout fundraiser, someone that raised a lot, and maybe you can invite them to be a team captain. Invite them to get involved in some other way in the event. And same thing with the recent donations, right? So you're going to be able to see the top donations that happen in there. So if we could see that, then maybe those are some candidates to start fundraising on your behalf, right? And I think that a real kind of point here is just speak to when you have all this information, people contributed differently, speak to them differently. If you're speaking to that to the person that donated the most or that person that fundraised the most, let them know, hey, like, thank you so much for raising this amount. Not that same generic email that goes to everyone, but this gives you an opportunity to kind of cater that, to customize that from year to year as you engage with your donors, as you engage with your fundraisers and build that relationship, okay?
This stuff is super quick, but basically just in the team section, here's where you can invite more team captains and remove some. If you need to remove a page, you can do that here. So I'm just going to click here. I could go delete it, click the page, click delete, and that's done. Same kind of deal in participants. Here is where I would invite participants. Also, kind of one thing that you can do here that's not in the teams is that I can move participants from team to team. So, you know, someone reaches out, hey, I accidentally joined the wrong team. Can I switch to this team? You can actually do that. So I can find that person, I can click on them, move this participant. I'm going to click apply, and then I can just choose the team that I want to apply that person to. So super, super easy to move people around. This is new. You are not able to do this. Not that many platforms will allow you to do that. That's a huge bonus. A small thing, but for those of you that have done peer-to-peer, that's a huge bonus. And in that same way, another huge bonus, and something that you can't really do in other ones as well, and this is a new feature for us, is you can do that exact same thing with donations. So here's where you can search in here to find a donation by name, amount, or participant or team that they donated to. You can filter through that. I can add my offline donations here, and then I can also move my donations. So every donation that's been made here, I'm going to be able to edit that and assign it to a given team or an individual if someone accidentally donated to the wrong page. And again, for those of you who have run a peer-to-peer before, this is a common thing, and you can do it really easily now. Super easy to manage. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's P2P. I think that's P2P. We did it. Yeah. How are you guys feeling? Great.
A lot of screams. I think we're getting some screams.
Yeah, we're getting some screams. I hear them. Maybe you guys a little loud. Yeah, I heard that one. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I think there's a lot here, and I'm sure you guys probably have a lot of questions. There's going to be a question and answer period at the end as well. But just wanted to check in with you guys. For Lucas and I, it's our job to speak to you guys on how to use the tools, how to implement them.
How lucky are we to do that, though?
How lucky.
That's amazing.
Yeah. We have a lot of fun. We really enjoy helping you guys out. There's also, we're not the only two, and we hope some of our teammates get out here on these webinars soon. But there's a team of us. We just wanted to know, if you guys are open to having a conversation, we'd be happy to reach out. So I think Jen's just going to launch a poll here. We don't even have to put those results live, but just so we know if you guys were open to speaking to any of us about our tools here today. Okay, so we'll just do that quick. Let you guys answer. What do you got up for us next, Lucas? I guess we're only doing two things today.
Only two things, right? But we got some exciting stuff coming up now, though.
I think we're probably good, Jen. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so what's up?
Amazing, yeah. So P2P, amazing tool, super cool, all available to you just because you're a registered charity and are registered with Canada Helps.
Yeah.
What you also have available to you is our events platform. So again, Jacob and I are super, super excited about this one, as we were with our P2P. And it's available to you. It's on your Canada Helps account. And we're going to show you how you can use this platform and how to get started in creating it.
Yeah.
So the events platform, just like some high-level stuff.
Yeah.
So anytime you have you're selling tickets or registration, this is a great platform to use. Additionally, we've had some really cool uses with it. So we've seen 50/50s done with the events platform. But you do have to talk to your lottery and gaming, the provincial with that. And we've also seen raffles done with the events platform. So you can do this. There's really cool ways that you can use it.
Yeah.
So just to dive into an example, this is the Ready, Set, Swim Foundation launch party. And it's very straightforward.
Yep.
It'll be less complex than the P2P.
Yeah.
It's all on this one page, and simply how it works. And again, completely customizable. So the banner image, the logo, the different colors, all customizable to you. How it works is you just have your different ticket options. So, for example, they're sold out, so they've done an amazing job. They've got general ticket and VIP. They have their different ticket options. All I have to do is click one on the side, which would how many tickets I want to buy, I would click Get Tickets, and then boom, I'm prompted to that payment information. I make that payment, and simply I get my tax receipt, and then I get my ticket to the event, all done, automated, no administrative work on your end.
Yeah.
They get that immediately.
Yeah.
So, but the real kind of bonus about the events platform is the receipting.
Yeah,
and we'll kind of dive into it on the back end a little more, but for right now, the events platform offers split tax receipting. So what you can do with the events is you can get your tax receipt on right away. So as soon as you made that payment, you get a tax receipt by email. You can have it post-event, so you can issue it post-event, or you can have no tax receipting at all. So you can use it for just free registration as well. With the tax receipting too, like I mentioned, we have that split tax receipting option. So if your ticket, for example, we have the general ticket, which is $45, you can receipt the full amount, you can receipt half, a quarter.
Yeah.
That's completely customizable on your end.
Yeah.
So that's a huge value add and bonus, and very easy for you to create on the back end.
Yeah.
Additionally, when we kind of scroll down a little bit, you'll see the super cool option of the ability to make a donation if you can attend.
Yeah.
So that's super cool. Within the checkout flow, you can, if you can't make it, you can still make a general donation.
Yeah.
And people who are attending can make additional donations to your charity as well. So a really cool option. That's super cool. And what I kind of recommend, I've seen done in the past, is if you have a free event, you can have a free event and then have a donation option, so people can get their free ticket and then still make a donation.
Do they have to pay for those free events or what, Lucas?
No, they don't have to pay. Don't have to pay for the free events.
Yeah.
They have the option to make that donation at the end as well.
Amazing.
So really cool. And then again, at the top right, they've got that share option. So I'm sharing this on my social network, and the events platform is mobile optimized. As long as they're P2P, so we can do this on a smartphone, on a tablet, and we can sign up, all done from that smartphone. So very easy to do on that. As well, you can see on the right-hand side there that Google option. So I can click that and I can add it to a Google Calendar, or I can see that on a Google Map. And then below it says add to my calendar, so I can add this event to my calendar. And when I scroll down below, it just gives me some additional information about the charity. So just an overview. The media, sponsors. If you have sponsors, you can add that, maybe some pictures or videos from past events that you've run, and that as well. So that's, the events platform. Another cool example, the Lay at a Hospital fundraising dinner. Again, just to give you a different view of how that looks, right? Different banner image, different color palette, but same great stuff.
Yeah,
they've added their tickets. And what you can also see as well is they've added like table sponsors that's available to you as well.
So the sponsors.
So
for sure.
That's that option to you as well. And other than that platform is fairly the same as what we had seen before.
Yeah.
So it's just super cool and all available to you. And what I'll do now is I'll pop it on over to Jacob, and we'll again show you how easy it is to create and get started with that.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah. So that, like as Lucas mentioned, perfect platform for your galas, your dinners, your golf tournaments, but also your raffles, 50/50s, anything where you're selling tickets or registration, anything where you need to do split receipt payments, events is the platform for you for sure. So it's very similar to that P2P. This is available to you right within your account. So I go to this, I log into my account, I go to this event section, I click on create a new event. Okay? Super straightforward. So I'm going to bring you to the first page that you're going to see. Very similar to the P2P that we saw earlier, you're going to have that first page is just your general event information. So you have your language, your URL. You can do a bilingual event if you want. I see Jen is looking at this one. This is her test event. She created a beautiful one, so I just had to use it. So your event title, overview, any details. Similar to P2P, this fund is, again, for your own record keeping, for your own bookkeeping. It's not donor facing. We can add things like a fundraising progress bar, a fundraising goal for the event, We can add the number of attendees that have purchased tickets, and we can display an attendee list too on the bottom, something you would see just at the bottom of that page there. We're putting in the event details. This is all straightforward. You're just filling out these kind of details. If you want to add organizer details, so information about the charity so they can reach out to you, that's there too. One thing to note though on this page, very straightforward, but this organizer email address, this field here, this address is going to be the person that receives updates with regards to ticket purchases and anything that has to do with events. So this person is going to be the main admin for the event. Okay. So from here, okay, so I'm going to just skip over media library and page visuals. It works the exact same way that I mentioned on P2P. You add them first to your media library, and then you can apply them with the page visuals. Then I'm going to go right on over to the tickets and tax receipts section. As Lucas said, this is really the biggest value add. So let's just go in here. So, and as he mentioned, so first things first, you're able to choose the receipt option. So you get no tax receipt, so there's no charitable tax receipt that's issued. You still get a purchase confirmation. This is strictly talking about the charitable tax receipt, okay? Instant tax receipt option. So this would be if out front, let's say that gala that you have, it's $100, and you know out front that the value the person is getting back from that $100 ticket is $50, and therefore they're eligible for a $50 charitable tax receipt, so the remaining amount there. So if you know that out of the gate, you want to click that instant tax receipt option. As soon as I purchase that $100 gala ticket, I'm going to be getting that purchase confirmation for the full amount along with a $50 charitable tax receipt, okay, right out of the gate. If you do not know that amount right offhand, you can choose the post-event tax receipt option. So how that works is after the event, you're gonna log in here. You're gonna go to this tickets and tax receipts section, just where we are right now, and right at the top of the page, it will list all of your different ticket types and prompt you to add in an amount that's eligible. You just enter in that amount, click generate, and we're instantly gonna send all of those receipts out for you. Okay, so that's the post-event receipt option. Look at those hippos. They're ferocious animals, though, eh? Don't let them fool you with that cute picture.
They're fooling me, though. Like, they're fooling me a little bit.
So, authorized signature and receipt logo. This is obviously not a signature, but they do look pretty cute. So why you need this? So events is actually the one platform within Canada Helps where it is technically your charitable tax receipt. So when through donation form or through P2P, it's Canada Helps that issues that tax receipt on your behalf and sends you the donation after the fact. With events, it's actually your receipt. And the reason is because you are in control of the receipting process. So you're setting up that amount eligible for a charitable tax receipt, setting the amount of the ticket. So this is your event. So to use the events platform, you're going to need to upload that signature. So basically, so a signature and a logo. The happy hippo is the logo. Basically how this works, we still generate the receipts, but it's just going to have, instead of our signature, your signature, and we'll have your logo on it. We're still sending those receipts out for you. We're still taking care of that, but it'll just technically be your charitable tax receipt. Ticket sales period, straightforward. You're saying when ticket sales start and when they end. Okay? That nifty feature that Lucas was talking about, that's in the donation section here, and you're just going to toggle on or off accept donations for this event.
Okay? How easy is that? It's just a
little toggle.
Yeah, just a toggle, right? And then you can option get donations. Unreal.
Boom, boom. Okay, and then we're going to go to this sold out message. So this is just what's going to appear if all of your tickets are sold out. Okay, and then we come here, attendee information, purchaser information. So under this attendee information section, okay, so as someone coming to this event, I'm a purchaser. When I purchase a ticket, I could purchase 1, 2, 3, 4. You could actually set the maximum amount per purchase. So if you only wanted someone to be able to purchase 1 ticket per event, you can do that. We'll see that in a sec. But basically, when you toggle on this collect attendee information, so in that case, let's say I was the purchaser. Okay, I'm the purchaser, and I'm purchasing 3 tickets. Rather than just collecting the data for me, the purchaser, so just my name, just my address, my email address, and then I purchased 3 tickets, toggling this on will actually require that I give the information for each of those attendees. So if you need specific information for each attendee, name, maybe dietary preferences, you're going to want to toggle that on, okay? Then we have purchaser information. This is just the ability to add phone number. So if you need to get the phone number of this person that's purchasing that, you're going to toggle that on. Then down here we go to ticket types. And basically with this here, as we were mentioning, so super straightforward. So the ticket name, short description, straightforward stuff. You're setting the price. You're showing the amount available. So if you only have 300 tickets available for your gala, you can put that in there, and then no more than that will be purchased. Here's where you're going to enter the receivable amount. So you're just typing that in, super straightforward. So in the previous example that we mentioned, $100 price, $50. We got to hurry it up, right? $50 receivable amount, and I can choose the maximum for purchase. I'm going to say what the advantage is. So, fair and entertainment. Add this ticket, boom, and that ticket is created. That simple, really that simple. I think maybe we can get over to the managing section, because we do have a really exciting new feature that was just released. You guys may have seen the email, beautiful email that Jen sent out. Shout out, Jen. So we have a new feature whereby you can actually manage your offline and online purchasers all in one place. And receipt them all in one place too. So we'll let Lucas speak to that here. So similarly, I'm just going to intro this in here. We've got to go a little fast here, Lucas. You leave a couple minutes for questions. But just like in P2P, we go to the manage section.
Yeah, so very briefly, like you said, just on P2P, we can manage everybody who's attending our events. So we get that quick snapshot, right? We can see who's attending, how much we've raised. We can send emails to them. We can resend tax receipts. We can resend a ticket, so in case they've forgotten. Just all done on the left-hand side. But the really cool feature is off to the right. You can see it says add offline purchase. So we've just released this. We're super excited about it. And many of you guys that have run galas and events, people come up to you and they want to pay by cash or they want to pay by check. Now, all you need to do is add that information on here. Right? So how much they gave, I can just add that quantity, add the amount, and all I need from them is that email, first and last name. You have the option to get that address, but really all you need is the first, last name, and that email. Because what this does is when you add that information, it automatically generates a tax receipt for them and sends it directly to them.
Yeah, exactly. So if you were just looking to get to have it all in one database, all in one place to manage it, all you need is that first name, last name, email. But if you wanted that tax receipt, make sure you collect their address information, because that's required for that tax receipt, okay? So make sure you do that.
Exactly. So again, it's all on your CanadaHelps account under manage. You can add that and generates that tax receipt for them, and you can see everybody who's attended. So I think that's about it for our events. We love talking about our stuff. We'll go on forever. I know some of you have maybe talked to me before. If you don't stop me, I'm going to go on forever about our tools. I love our stuff. But let's turn it over to you guys, and let's get some questions here.
Okay, one more thing that I wanted to point out. Okay, one more thing that I wanted to point out. Did I lose the screen here? Okay, but we were in that attendee section. I just wanted to point out there's a really nifty check-in feature there. So if you add your offline and online purchasers there, if you have tablets or computers at the event, thanks Jen, just wanted to show you guys this quick. Multiple people can have tablets all at once. You're just going to search for an attendee, click this check-in button, and you'll be able to check in people to the event. So I just wanted to shout that last one out.
Cool.
I hope you're not mad at me.
No, not mad.
I hope you guys are mad at me, because we don't have too much time for questions. But I think
just another example of us want to talk about our stuff.
Cool. So maybe if we can get to some of the questions, Jen. I'm not sure how many there are. There's a few. Okay. Cool. Thanks, guys. I hope you guys had as much fun as we did.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too.
And I hope maybe that excited rating got boosted a bit about our P2P and events.
All right, guys. So I got some questions that came in here. Thank you all for paying attention. I'm just going to shuffle through all the questions that we got online. This first question that I've got here is from Tracy. So Jacob and Lucas, can you pre-create teams and remove that option from donors so that they can only select participants to support? Is that something that can be done?
Awesome. So I can take that one. You definitely can. So if you just had like a handful of teams that you wanted to set up on behalf, maybe it's like some of your work teams or whatever that is, you can just create that. You can set up the defaults to make it easier for you when you're doing that. You might have quite a few teams that you want to create. You just go through, create a team, and set each of those up one by one. Super quick to do. Just a quick thing to note is that you will only be able to create one fundraiser for each campaign with a given email address. So I cannot go to use jacobo@canadahelps.org and create a whole bunch of pages. It would need to be unique for that event. So the other thing is that those account addresses you can use. So like let's say for our Canada Helps one, let's just say we wanted to create 5 pages. I can use CanadaHelps@ch.org. So I can create my own kind of user email address. Have the same password listed for each of those or create a different password for each one, but I can go and just generate these random email addresses. You just need that to create the page and to access it after the fact. So you can do that 100%. A lot of people use us that way.
Awesome. Thank you, Jacob. So next question, sort of an easy one. Can you set no goal for P2P?
Yeah. So you can definitely set no goal for P2P. That's totally up to you on your end when you're creating that. Mm-hmm. And like we said, on logging onto your CanadaHelps account, when you're creating that P2P, you just got to toggle that option off.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Lucas. Next question here. I'm just going to try to breeze through all of these. This one's from Sawa. Is there a way to track donors and their amounts aside from the running tab on the page itself?
You want to get that one, or should I? Okay, so we looked through the, so that would all be, again, so we created the report. We saw how easy it was for the fundraisers. Now we're talking right now about managing the event. And that was all within, when you log in your account, you click in your P2P section, you look for your event, you click that Manage button. When you click on that Manage button, you're going to get that back end. There's going to be a section that's donations. So you can search for a given donation there. You'll see all the donations listed. You can move them if you want from page to page. On the first page, there's that report section. You can download an Excel spreadsheet of every single donation that's been made to the campaign, who made that donation, their details, along with what page they actually made it to. So that's all there for you. Thanks for the question.
Thanks, Jacob. Next question here is from Aaron. If you can give an idea of the fees for donations to P2P and event, are they the same as regular?
I don't even think you mentioned that.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we don't even mention that.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question. Yeah. So obviously super important. But with both the P2P events, the important thing, no upfront costs, no monthly fees, no annual fees. Don't need to contact us. Yeah. You can get creating right away. For P2P, for every transaction that comes through, it's 4.9%, including credit card fees, so they're in there. And then for our events platform, it's 4.5%. Yeah. Credit card fees are in there as well. So those are your 2 transaction fees, no upfront costs. Yeah. Thanks for the question.
Thank you, Lucas. All right, I think I've got time for a couple more here. Here's an important one. As we are a Francophone teaching hospital, is the P2P platform bilingual?
Yeah, so I just jumped in, eh?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a little elbow in my side there. Sorry about that. So you want to take it there, or what? You can take it.
Okay. Well, basically, it is bilingual. We have that option for it to be bilingual. Yeah. And we do have a webinar coming out soon that's going to be in French.
Great point,
so we're doing one I want to say mid-March. I'm not sure if the date's confirmed.
Yeah.
Where we're going to go through all the tools in French.
Yeah.
So that's not just the P2P, that's events. That's our custom donation forms
Yeah.
are all available in French and are bilingual.
Yeah, so our whole suite of tools and our website is completely bilingual, or you can choose to use for our tools an English only, French only. Even if you do an English only peer-to-peer, a person can view that page in French. Obviously, all the details that you input in that case would be in English, but all the calls to actions, all of that stuff would be in French. And way to drop that webinar. I am so excited about this French webinar. It's really the first one that we've done that are specifically about Canada Helps tools. So excited for Julie to present that. She's the best. She's super smart, and she's going to have a great webinar. So for those of you that are French speaking, or for those of you that know some people, we're really excited about that.
They're going to love Julie, though.
Yeah, they're going to love
Julie. You guys are going to love it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Okay, I'm going to make this the last question. And as always, for everyone who's tuning in today, you can always send us your questions after the webinar. We'll try to follow up with the ones we haven't been able to address today. So just give us a shout, and we'll be able to answer your questions after. This last one is from Patrice. Can anyone create an event toward our organization, or would we have to set up the fundraiser for all those that want to start a peer-to-peer fundraiser for our organization?
Okay, so really good question. So there are kind of two ways that you can go about this. So like we mentioned earlier, Lucas was talking about, for those P2Ps, there doesn't have to be a peer-to-peer fundraiser, social fundraising in general. There doesn't have to be a specific campaign, or a specific event. So it doesn't need to be, the walkathon or the walk for this or the bike or whatever it is. So you can actually set up a campaign. You don't even need to set a goal. You could set up a campaign and just have it, our charities third-party fundraising, let's just say. You just name that as title. You can have that page open. You can link to that from your website. Hey, do you want to fundraise for us? Click here. They click there. They're brought to that landing page, and they can set up a team page, or they can set up an individual page. They can completely theme that how they want around their event. That's one way, okay? And in that way, you kind of get that same P2P experience where you're branding it. You have control of the colors. You can maybe make them sign a waiver that it's something that you're comfortable with doing. You have more control over the experience, basically. The second way to do it is that on CanadaHelps.org proper, we have our crowdfunding pages. And so in your Canada Helps account, actually, you have in the Donate Now section, if you go under the Donate Now section, there's a Fundraise Now tab. Okay, so if you click on that, and if you go in there, you can get a link that would direct your potential fundraisers to Canada Helps, where they can just go and create their own fundraiser on your behalf. The thing with that is that it's on Canada Helps website, so it's Canada Helps branding, and there's no waiver, so it's not your colors. You don't have as much control over the process. Maybe you want that, though. Maybe you don't want to set up a peer-to-peer to have live. Maybe you don't want to manage it. So I think it's kind of balancing those two things. If you want more control and you're okay with a little more administration, set up that peer-to-peer, brand it just for your overall third-party events, and do it that way and have people join that way. And the other way is that you can just send people to the flow at CanadaHelps.org to create their own crowdfunding page there. So in that way, there's no admin, but you don't get as much control in that situation. Hope that helps.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jacob. And I'm afraid that's all the time we have for today. As always, you can send us an email, send Jacob an email. All the contact information is in the slides in the handouts area when you get a chance.
Lucas too. You can send him one.
Yeah, Lucas too. So yes, contact these guys, ask them all your questions, and they'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks to Jacob and Lucas for sharing their knowledge, for sharing these amazing tools. And to everyone tuning in from coast to coast to coast, it is nice and sunny here in Toronto. We wish you a good rest of the day. And thank you once again for tuning in. We'll see you next time.